Welcome back. You were saying you were following a line of thoughts.
Yes, I was just saying that, look, it is easy for the NNPC to know the volume of products they give to each of these marketers, and then to see their returns, and then rein them in if they divert huge, volume of product. It's easy for you to know. So I gave this marketer so this volume and that volume. So where did you keep it? And then rein them in. It's not true.
The NNPC says that it increased from 850 to 1,500 in supply. So why then do we still have this gap? Because if the NNPC is determined as a government agency to ensure that Nigerians get this fuel by all means, and they push this supply out, and then we're having this kind of situation, who would you point your fingers to?
It's very simple. The NNPC, they are covering something from Nigerians. They're not telling Nigerians the truth. And perhaps they're also, covering something from the president too. They're not telling the president the truth. You know these tank farms. You know that they never had the capacity to retain this fuel, this PMS, and distribute them. So they know the independent marketers. They know their tank farms. It's very easy to track them to the tank farms, to see whether they are holding them there. It's very easy. The tank farms, you hear them. Heard them recently. The independent marketers are saying, look, come and check our tank farms. They're empty. There's no fuel there. Because the truth of the matter is that the NNPC did not import enough to give to the independent marketers.
Mr. Keyamo,
because now...
If I may come in here, there's this... Okay, I understand we're switching gears now to corruption, but you see, we can't really talk corruption without bringing in this, because some people have been persecuted for diverting petroleum products. I mean, the cases are in court and all of that. So is it possible to have these marketers run this system without corruption? Is it possible to track those importing? Is it possible to ensure that the products come in at the right price without corruption and Nigerians get the product?
Well, everything depends on the will of governments. Governments cannot... This whole system is a system where you need to manage your relationship with the marketers. Let us be clear about this. Government cannot do without the independent marketers. They don't have the capacity to import and distribute without independent marketers. So it is what they normally call managing, sleeping with the devil, as it is. You must accommodate them. Now, the challenge really is, how do you regulate this relationship with the marketers in such a way that they are allowed to have, a full participation in importing and distributing this fuel without running amok with their prices? Because they are businessmen. They want to make maximum profits. That is the challenge facing government. How do we let them in? How do we subsidize this product without making sure that it is abused by the independent marketers? Now, what did they try to do? They removed subsidy entirely, like the old regime did. They removed it and said, look, we are giving you 145, import, there's no subsidy. Make your profit and then go away. Now, when the price of crude began to rise, they said, look, we will not give subsidy to the independent marketers. What NNPC now did is that they wanted to bring the subsidy within the system. So that is why they now said, we are going to import. Okay? Take the shock. We are going to pay the differential. Then just give to the independent marketers to sell. So in other words, instead of 1,000 people sharing the subsidy, let the subsidy be within the system. Between you and me, I think they were just transferring corruption from independent marketers. They were transferring to the system.
Still talking about corruption.
That is what is going on. I wanted to give some solutions, prefer some solutions to this problem before we get to that point. But, can I just, finish that briefly?
Go ahead.
Then we'll talk about this, I think the solution to this is that, look, these independent marketers are bringing in, they are taking money from the banks to bring these products at about 25% interest rates. Why can't the CBN intervene? Because it's high turnover that they make. Why can't they intervene directly to say, look, reduce to single digits, bring it down to 9%, and then they have the powers to so do. For loans that are going to independent marketers and to bring in products, give them single digits. They will come back again to the market and they begin to import. And then give them a special exchange rates. The money you are making from crude, as crude is going up, the dollar that you are making, there's so much money that Nigeria is making. They don't want to lose. Nigeria doesn't want to lose. They want to pass the loss over to, to the masses. Nigeria should say, look, the country should say, look, that excess crude money we are making, as the prices are going up, they will now give part of that money they are making, that dollar they are making, they should give a special regime to the independent marketers. Take at this rate, at 250. If everybody is, the official rate is 350 something or 300, give them at 250, give them at 200. It's the same money, it's the same money going around. It's the same money you are making from crude that you are giving to them. And then it will be attractive again for them. And then you can still maintain the 145. In that case, you are transferring the subsidy now from petroleum sector to the CBN. Because the subsidy will now be in the CBN. That dollar rate, that will be now the subsidy. And they can track it from the CBN. Those are clear. So the independent market will come back again. You can maintain the 145. At that point, the banks will be assisting them. You have intervened in their banking, in the rate at which they lend money from the banks. And then we can be back in business again. If not, this whole process will continue over and over and over again.